Growing up, I had a pretty eclectic group of friends, but the weirdest of them all was definitely Helena. My name's Mark, and it was the summer of '91 in this little town where everybody knew each other's business. I was the oldest in our group, about to turn 12, and I had kind of taken it upon myself to be the leader of our crew. There was Tyler, who had this wild mane of hair and a smile that could charm just about anyone. Then there was his little brother Mikey, always eager to take on crazy challenges. Molly, with her adorable braids and a face full of freckles, brought in the cheerful energy. And last but not least was Dwayne, the quiet one who was really the brainiac who came up with our best ideas. There were whispers about Helena and her family. They were a bit on the outskirts of town, and folks would gossip about her grandma and some strange things happening at their house. Things like odd rituals and chanting late at night. But honestly, we didn't pay much attention to that stuff. Our main focus was on the fun we were having in our treehouse, the games we played, and the secret club we had set up. Helena's arrival turned everything upside down, though. She had this quirky way of moving, with fingers that looked almost claw-like, and eyes that seemed to carry a weight we couldn't quite place. One hot afternoon after a particularly exhausting round of capture, the flag, we all dragged ourselves into the treehouse. We were sweaty and worn out, ready to crash for a bit. Helena came along too, and I noticed her fingers curled a little as she climbed up the ladder. By then, we had gotten used to how she held things, and how she sometimes tucked her hands away when she spoke to us. But that day, she just seemed more worn out than usual. "Hey, let's take it easy for a bit," I suggested. "We can snack and chill before going back at it." Dwayne agreed and quickly started to go through our stash we hid under the floorboards. He dug out some sodas and crackers, and the sound of soda cans popping open echoed around us as we hit the floor, each of us collapsing onto our sleeping bags. Helena chose to sit against the trunk of the tree with her legs crossed, looking like she was fighting to keep her eyes open. "You okay?" Molly asked, noticing how slumped Helena looked. "Just tired," Helena mumbled, avoiding eye contact with the rest of us. We brushed it off as typical summer stuff, heat weariness after a long day of playing. As we munched on snacks and shared stories, the only sounds around us were our laughter and the occasional chirping of birds outside. The warmth of the sun seeped into our little hideout, making it feel so cozy that eventually we all drifted off to sleep. I jolted awake with my heart racing. The place was eerily quiet, and I suddenly felt nervous. I looked around, disoriented, until I spotted her. Helena was kneeling over Tyler, her fingers hovering just above his mouth in a way that made my stomach drop. Something was off. His chest was not moving at all. "Helena!" I yelled, springing into action. My shout startled everyone awake. Tyler suddenly gasped for air, his eyes flinging open. Mikey and Molly rubbed their eyes, confused and still half asleep. "What's going on?" Molly murmured, looking around. "Nothing," Helena spoke hastily, her voice shaky. She met my gaze with a look that mixed fear with something else. Could it have been guilt? "What's wrong with you?" Tyler demanded, looking at her as if she'd lost it. Tears filled Helena's eyes as she shrank back from us. "I'm sorry," she whispered, trembling. "The demon, it talks to me when you're all asleep." Dwayne's eyes were wide with disbelief. "What the heck are you talking about?" "It tells me I have to make you all quiet," she stuttered, looking panicked as her gaze bounced between us. "It says if I don't, it'll get mad." We all stared at her, shocked and scared. The silence felt heavy, like we were on the edge of something we didn't understand. That summer, Helena's grandmother passed away, and it shook everyone in town. She was a bit of a loner, so her death hit us all hard. There were rumors about it not being natural, claims of something suspicious, but the police didn't find anything. After that, our group became a lot quieter. We stayed away from the treehouse for a few days because that secret club, which once felt like our special haven, was tainted by unspoken fears. We whispered among ourselves, always looking over our shoulders, wondering if whatever haunted Helena was linked to her grandma's death. Eventually, Helena's parents took her away, and we never saw her again. Summer ended, and as kids do, we tried to forget about that strange chapter. School rolled around, and we each had our own separate lives to prioritize. But then, tragedy struck. One by one, the kids in our little group seemed to face terrible accidents. Tyler's brother Mikey thought he was just cleaning a gun. It went off unexpectedly. Molly, so full of life, was hit by a car that didn't see her. Then, Sarah choked on candy, and Dwayne, his luck ran out when a CD player fell into the bath while he was in there. One after another, it felt unreal. My family eventually moved away, and I believe I'm the last one still alive from that treehouse gang. Recently, I've heard rumors hovering around the media about a cult in Texas. They're saying there's a woman named Helena linked to it, but honestly, I don't know what to believe. All I know is I can't sleep unless the lights are on and my door is locked tight.